Hey, what's up, people and copers? Today we got something a little bit extremely on the copium scale here. My brother had called me and he had sent me a bunch of videos and stuff, basically saying how Josh Gonzalez, Tim Kaine, and Josh Sawyer, I believe are the names, have recently been rehired at Obsidian. Now, if you don't know, Tim Kaine is the original creator of the first Fallout games. He's like known as the quote unquote godfather, right, of Fallout. And so there has been an unreal amount of copium and hope and inspiration for what may be a New Vegas 2. So, what I'd like to do is kind of read some of the articles, and then Tim Kaine himself actually has a YouTube channel. So, we're going to watch a bit of his video and kind of analyze whether this is credible or not, because people are kind of freaking out over it. This happened a few days ago. I'm kind of a little late on it, but I figured I'd talk about it because I am a Fallout Elder Scrolls channel, so we got to kind of talk about it. It says here on the Polygon article, Tim Kaine, the creator of the Fallout franchise and designer and programmer for the first two games, has returned to Obsidian Entertainment, a studio he initially left in 2020. Kaine revealed the news on his YouTube channel, and he even mentioned he's hard at work on a project right now. He's obviously under an NDA and he can't say anything about it, right? Legally. He did actually say something that I think is very important in his video. So let's watch that now.
So second, I should point out that I'm back at Obsidian. I'm their full-time employee and in person, so not remote. So I'm not a contractor anymore. So this means that I'm not working in other places, although there's at least one game that I worked on that I know is going to ship. So I don't know if it'll be next year or the year after, but a game's going to come out that's not an Obsidian game. They'll have my name in the credits because I did work for it. There are other games I worked on. I'm not sure they're going to ship. The 2020 to 2025 was a weird time in the industry, and a lot of games got started and a lot of games got canceled. So I really don't know the status of all the games that I contracted on. I also can't talk about the project I'm working on at Obsidian just because, that's covered under NDA. Don't bother guessing. You're not going to guess right. I would say that I'm probably a lot less retired now than I was before. So the whole video I have on being semi-retired, I guess I'm not.
Okay, so, and as you can see from that video, basically, he very clearly says, and people are going to twist it and kind of have their own sort of copium, but I don't think he is like doing anything. He is under an NDA, but essentially he said, hey, look, I am working on a project and multiple projects, and but don't even bother guessing it or trying to guess it because you're not going to get it right, is essentially what he says. So that could mean a multitude of things. That could either be a confirmation that New Vegas 2 is most likely not what he is working on, which is probably the correct answer there, or he's working on different Fallout games. Now, this is where the cope really starts to hit, okay? And it says here in the article, there are a number of projects he could be on, from a potential Outer Worlds 3 to even a new Fallout game. Like Bethesda, Obsidian is the subsidiary of Xbox Game Studios. Further, Obsidian is also the developer behind arguably the best game in the Fallout franchise, New Vegas, with the second season of Prime Video's Fallout series heading to New Vegas in mere days, a direct sequel to that title that fills in the blanks between the end of the game and the events of the series would be quite a bit of fun. Whatever he's working on, it'll be exciting to see what the mind behind the original Fallout game has up his sleeve. So obviously, even the articles, everybody's full of cope. This video is from a guy named Checkpoint Jordan. We're going to check him out.
You're telling me we're getting Fallout New Vegas 2 with the original Fallout New Vegas team? What? Yeah, so if you're not aware, Obsidian Entertainment, the original company behind New Vegas, has been on a hiring spree. The most recent one and the craziest one being Tim Kaine, the original creator of Fallout. And when I say original, I mean the original. This dude is the godfather of the Fallout series. This isn't no Todd Howard crap. And also, this comes just a year since they hired Josh Gonzalez back, who was a co-lead creator of New Vegas. So now you quite literally have the A team. You have Tim Kaine, Josh Sawyer, and Josh Gonzalez all set up for a solid Fallout entry. Now, most of you will point out that they've all basically said they're not working on Fallout New Vegas 2. Tim Kaine said you wouldn't guess the project they're working on. But I think they're trying to trick us, right? Maybe it isn't another Fallout game set in New Vegas, but they're absolutely working on something Fallout. Maybe it's Fallout New Orleans or Miami or some other locale that they haven't explored yet, but I think they're trying to trick us by saying it's not Fallout New Vegas. Obsidian is collecting the Infinity Stones of the Fallout developer universe. Why would they do that if they're not working on something Fallout related?
Basically, just like that, you can see sort of the logic of what he's saying here. They have, like he said, the Infinity Stone gauntlet, right, of all the original Fallout developers or people that worked on the old games, all of a sudden magically reappearing at Obsidian at generally the same time. Now, they do point out, obviously, that this is not Fallout New Vegas 2. But, you know, Bethesda and Obsidian do like to kind of not say shit, and they do like the shadow drop, so we don't know. But at the very least, I think it is pretty reasonable to assume that they are working on Fallout spin-offs, which is something I've been talking about for a while, because I'm really not a huge fan of Bethesda's Fallout style. Getting a new game in the Fallout franchise is fantastic. And if this is true, and the rumors are true, having different spin-offs, like he said, you know, you can imagine a Fallout spin-off in Florida or Louisiana or, you know, I don't know, North Dakota, something crazy, right? Fallout Canada, fuck it, why not? You can see how the delusion and copium start to take effect here. But I do want to point out and make a short video on this, basically because this is pretty decent news. And I would say, out of all the copium I've read in recent years, this is probably the one that I believe the most. So obviously take this with a grain of salt, but Obsidian is assembling the original dev team of some of the classic games that we like to work on quote-unquote hidden projects. So take it as you will. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think we may be seeing new Fallout spin-offs, and we'll just keep that copium meter really high for a New Vegas 2. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comments, and as always, stay blessed.